to hop on really quickly. I want to first of all ask, how are you doing? I a lot of things I want to talk about, and I don't want it to strike a nerve. I don't want this to come off as like any hate or any hate train, or I don't want this talk to come off as like I don't like you, because I'm one of your biggest fans, to be quite honest. And as a fan, I feel like I have some things I want to address, and I want to talk to you from a fan's point of view. So, can we do that? Before I get into you, Miss Meg, I actually want to apologize to Asian Doll, actually, because I got on Twitter with my tired ass without seeing the story as a full. And on my timeline, the story was very much in favor of JT and really putting Asian Doll down as this problematic rapper that's always in drama. So I tweeted something along the lines like, I don't know who this Asian Doll character is, and I don't like that she's always wrapped in drama. Is she an artist? Is she a rapper? What's going on? And now, of course, I knew who Asian Doll was. I've talked about her before on this channel. The Asian Doll I knew was the girl that was grinding and up and coming. She was under Gucci. Things were going. Things were turning. But I felt like, you know, in her past, as far as like, you know, coming for Rico Nasty and one of my hometown girls, Cash Doll, and getting into it with that whole debacle. Now seeing the City Girls, I was just like, well, why do I feel like every time she's in the mass media, it's about drama and not her music? That sucks. This girl actually is talented as shit. So I want to apologize to you, Asian, first and foremost, for thinking that you started this drama, you started this mess, thinking that you were the reason why this is all happening. But come to find out, things kind of happened a little differently. JT's one of my faves. The City Girls is one of my faves in general. Like, I love the City Girls. However, JT is like my favorite out of the City Girls, right? Because she's so real and because she's so outspoken, I'm like, yeah, bitch, I like a bitch like her. That's my girl. Asian went on live to play her verse from Meg's song's Do It On The Tip, right? And when I found out that Asian was supposed to be on Do It On The Tip, I said, oh, well, bitch, this would have been sickening. I don't know why nobody thought of this. Like, why didn't this happen? And I instantly thought about it. I said, oh, we're in an industry where streams and numbers are the most important thing. And the City Girls do and does have more leverage over Asian Doll when it comes to streams and popularity. So Asian went on her live, as she should, and played a verse that, you know, well, she did do and nobody bought it. So she still owns it. She has the rights to play her own shit. And so she did, and that was that, right? I ain't think nothing of it. I ain't think much about it. I'm like, well, wow, that would have been a nice opportunity, but, well, here we are. But I guess JT felt threatened by that, and I'm not trying to say that in a shady way, JT, at all, but I think you did feel threatened by that because, well, let's face the facts here. Asian Doll's verse was stronger and, well, better than the City Girls' verse. Now, JT's verse was good. Like, you know, Carisha's verse, it does what Carisha can do, but Asian as one artist did do well as better than a duo. I feel that JT felt the type of way just from that, and even past drama with Ferg and the City Girls and Asian Doll, because Asian Doll was supposed to be on a song with Ferg when Ferg album came out with Wigs, I would believe, right? And the City Girls at that time did not want to be on the track with Asian Doll. So then Ferg did like a separate track with Asian Doll and a separate track with the City Girls, and it was just like, okay. So I think that this drama with Megan and Do It On The Tip was like a little bit of backstory and a little bit of animosity that kind of got dug back up. So Asian and JT are going back and forth on Twitter, back and forth on Twitter, back and forth on Twitter, saying things that's like, damn. And I remember JT and Asian Doll actually being some type of close. Like, I remember them being like, you know, some type of at least cordial, to the point where they were like close online and they show like support to each other, being dark-skinned women in this industry, number one, which made me kind of hurt to see like two women that's dark-skinned go back and forth about like looks, no shade, when the dark-skinned woman, you know, is frowned upon in this industry and it's kind of colorist, but that's another conversation for another day. To the point where Asian felt like she wanted to fight. Like, bitch, will pull up at this point because all this back and forth is tied. And to be honest, in my opinion, I felt like because of popularity and because the City Girls are bigger, it seemed like JT used her power to cast Asian Doll to look like the girl that needs the press because she is independent and she's not signed to a major label anymore. And she's independent by choice, according to her. JT used that to say, well, bitch, you need this press, so you want to be in the blogs and da-da-da-da. So she made this narrative that wasn't so hard to cling on to because of Asian Doll's past, no shade. She's in drama, she's always in drama, she needs this to stay relevant. And so now this is where it gets tricky because Meg is friends with both of them. And I guess it's kind of bad when you're trying to be friends with everybody, no shade. Like, this is kind of like the downfall of trying to be friends with everybody and be nice with everybody. I guess this is kind of where it gets tricky, I guess. But Meg didn't defend Asian the same way Asian would defend Meg in the past. And Asian even continued to defend Megan when she said, when she played her verse and she tweeted like, you know what? We're actually still cool. That's still my girl. I just want to play my song. Asian came out on live to say, we're actually not, we haven't been as close as we used to be, actually. I haven't even talked to her. And I was like, whoa, wait a minute. Like, you're not on the best of time. Wait, whoa. Like, what? And I'm just thinking, like, Megan, why is this always your story? No shade. I want to talk to you about this. Megan, you have been falling out with a lot of people in your past. And not even just your past, like in college, but like also your team members when you found, your success, like your team, your new team that kind of came about when like Hot Girl Summer and like all the like stuff started to bubble up. And I'm talking about Jonathan, EJ, and stuff like that. Now, man, mind you, now, because I'm all about growing and I understand having to outgrow some people and some people don't see your vision and sometimes that doesn't work and sometimes you got to outgrow them. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes we're not on the same path, unfortunately, so I have to let you go. And that's just sometimes being a businesswoman. And sometimes that could be confused as being a bitch. But like, here's the gag, right? I just feel like this has been more of a consistent thing for you. And I'm good at paying attention to patterns. And I'm speaking from a fan point of view. I don't know you inside the girl. I don't know anybody in your team that's like can tell me information. So bitch, I don't know. This is really just coming from an outside point of view. It seems like you fall out with people behind the scenes. We'll never know what happens, which I love that you don't, it's not messy. You don't put your business on the internet, which, you are very much avid about being, very secretive about, but it's starting to spill out in other ways because you're so popular. I hate to bring up the queen of hip hop in this, but I have to because Nicki didn't promote good news. Now, it's not her job. She's not responsible to do so because she's her own woman. She has just had a child. She has a husband. She may not even be paying attention to the industry right now. But one thing I know about Miss Nicki Minaj is that if she loves you and she supported you in the past, and especially if I had a record together and y'all still kiki and ha-ha, she's going to promote, and she's either going to do a story post or just a tweet, something to say congratulations because this is your debut album. And she knows the pressure, opened the doors for all you girls actually to do so. She knows that pressure of having a debut album and also being the number one in the spotlight female in hip hop. Nicki knows all about that. So in my mind, I'm like not expecting, but kind of was like wondering if, Nicki would be like, yeah, oh my God, y'all, good news is out. Go support my girl, my hot girl, da-da-da-da. It's still Hot Girl Summer. Whatever, you know what I mean? Like I said, Nicki has no responsibility to do so, but she didn't do it. Also, disclaimer, I am not trying to start no mess. I ain't trying to say that you and Nicki are not friends no more because I don't know. I'm not on your phone line. I couldn't tell you. But from the outside looking in, the relationship y'all had when Hot Girl Summer came out kind of dwindled away. I'm also not trying to say WAP has anything to do with that either because you are a grown-ass woman. You are an artist, honey. If you want to collab with who you want to collab with, that's your business. So I don't think that's the case. But it just seems like something happened behind the scenes. And why I say that is because I know how supportive Nicki can be. And I know how happy you were to be in cahoots with Nicki. And I remember that joy of having that seal and approval because Nicki is an OG. No shade. To get that stamp from Nicki nowadays is like, oh, bitch, I'm sickening. Honey, I'm up here now. So that's not to start any mess. It's just to call out what I'm seeing, The inconsistencies in people that you used to mess with, for some reason, just don't click. Or it's not the same. Something has changed. And all I'm saying is, Megan, when there's smoke, there is fire. You've had people in the past that you have changed. You're not the same, and this, that, and the third, which is obviously kind of, inevitable when you are a big star like Megan, when you went from a college student to be a multimillionaire, things are going to change. No shade. Can we talk about it? I think people need to actually think about that too and keep that in mind that this is still a human girl that went through a lot of changes in life, family passing and becoming hella successful. And I'm also saying that as not an excuse. I'm not saying that as an excuse either. When people can keep challenging your character, Megan, and keep doing it in the same way, and it's the same thing over and over, it only can be either they're hating because you maybe cut them off, or maybe something happened behind the scenes that keep recurring that maybe that's why things have happened. No shade. Piggybacking off of Asian and JT, you could have stopped that whole situation from happening. Once again, it's not your job, it's not your responsibility to stop, JT and Asian for going at it because they're two grown-ass women also. So that's not your responsibility to stop them. You didn't have to. But I do feel like if you are so close to Asian and you and JT are cool, you know, hop onto JT's live and do hard eyes as she like just went off on Asian Doll, which a girl, they all both from Texas. Y'all hang out, y'all are real friends, you know, not industry friends, I thought. You would think that you would hop to her defense immediately, almost even call JT like, girl, delete all those tweets, and you better not reply to her at all. Because you know she a hothead and anybody got time for that. Those are things that you could do behind the scenes, right? And I understand you don't want to put your business on the internet because it's personal to you, and you have that right. You do have that right. However, Megan, I gotta be real with you. You are one of the most influential artists this year. If I seen two of my girls going at it on Twitter, I'm going to say publicly, especially when it's something about me, about a song that's on my album, I would have gladly came out and said, hey, this is tired. I did this because this and the third, and now, you know, like sort it out. It could have been deaded so quickly because that's what friends do. No matter what status, no matter how many records they sell, no matter how many streams they have. That's just what friends do. I honestly think because of power and status, we don't hold people accountable. Because Megan is so powerful and influential now, I feel like we can't call her out. And if we do, you're hating on her. You go against her. Because she's so likable in the industry, you want to believe that she's so unproblematic because we love her, right? But see, that's the facade of things. And that's what this industry is sometimes, one big illusion, to be honest with you. We don't know how Megan is to people behind the scenes. All we know is when she goes on live, tweet, or take a picture. Or when somebody comes out and say, X, Y, and Z about Megan. So we really don't have concrete proof that either Megan is doing something behind the scenes or these people are just hating. We don't really know. But what I do know is that there is a pattern of this same thing and this same wording being said of you. And I saw it last night with the tweets. I saw it with my own eyes where you didn't defend Asian. Like I said, it's not your responsibility to do so, but I would have hoped because y'all are close. At least I thought you were. And even down to you taking her off the track, it's like, well, why would you do that? If you believe that she's talented, right? If you believed that that's your friend and she deserves it because she's independent and you knew that feature would help her out. You knew that feature would have been the thing that could have helped her out and put her name on. Asian has been at this since like 2016, 2017, 2015 if you want to be real. She's been doing this. She's been at it and been being persistent at it. I feel like you could have gave her that chance. You could have gave her that bone. No shade, you could have. Not saying that Asian needs it, not saying that Asian was asking for it, but if that's your duty, why not? It almost seems like JT and Carisha came around one more time like they did with Ferg and told Megan, we can't be on the track with that girl because of some previous drama they had in the past. We don't want to be on the track with that girl, so it's either us or her. And Megan, of course, was like, well, bitch, y'all the city girls, so it could be a bigger track with y'all, so she's gone. That's what it looks like, Megan. Just being honest with you. And if people know, the music industry is like that. Loyalty is very slim to none in the music industry. I've seen it with my own eyes. I've even had it done to me. The loyalty in this industry is very slim to none. A lot of people in this industry think for themselves. They think of how they can get up. They could be huge. They could be a millionaire. They can have it all. And they will still think of trying to figure out how they can make themselves even bigger or how can it benefit me even more. So I say all that to say, Megan, I think this industry has changed you. Yeah. And that change could be for the better and it could be for the worse. I'm not in your group of friends and I'm not around you, so I don't know that change personally. Like I said, this is all from a fan's perspective. But I will say this as a fan's perspective, I've lost that homegirl feeling with you. I've lost that hot girl feeling with you. I remember when you first came out and even when your buzz was hitting, it still felt like I was connected with you. You know, it felt like I knew who you were. That's no longer there anymore. It's now really giving industry girl shit. It's not giving hot girl shit no more. It's giving very much industry girl shit now. No shade. I feel like even down to your music, something has changed. It didn't sound sonically the same. I don't have that same feeling of like, yeah, that's my homegirl Meg. Well, that's my girl Meg. I don't have that anymore. And it's kind of unfortunate because I feel like you blew up because you were so authentically yourself. And it was nice to have a girl that was naturally bodied, you know, spoke up, unapologetic, and felt like a home girl and a college girl. Like that's you. So many girls and so many people still do, but saw themselves in you. Speaking for myself, I felt like, damn, if that bitch could do it, so can I. Yeah, and you had that to me. At least speaking for myself. I can't speak for everybody. I'm speaking for myself. And I felt like I've lost that with you. And it's unfortunate because it seems like the fame and the money has gotten in the way. So I'm going to wrap this call up here and just say, I think you should take some time off. I think you should take some steps back. And when I say steps back, I mean take a couple months off. You just had released this album, maybe release another video with this album, another single with this album. And I think you need to take some time off. After the whole Tory situation, which people are still questioning, after the best friends coming out speaking upon you, ex-stylist, ex-hairstyle, all these people, I just think that so much has happened to you, good and bad, that I think you should step back from the limelight and digest all of that and then come back, refreshed, renewed, and ready to bring something familiar to the table but new. You know, Megan, I love you and I wish you the best, and I can't wait to see what else you do next. And I still think you're one of the most influential and the most talented artists that have come out in this generation. All right, girl, I'll catch you on the next one. Ah.